Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Frank, it's just amazing what can be done today. Where you can build golf courses. On the moon? I mean, that's what this looks like here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada.
And obviously it's an experience, too, that has to be played before you can thoroughly enjoy it. Because you just wouldn't think this is possible. If someone said you can come out to the middle of the desert and you're going to play a phenomenal golf course, you'd say it's not possible. But as these holes intertwine around in the canyon area, just wonderful vistas, huge changes in elevations. Really, it's just a fun adventure.
Now down to the first tee to kick off the round. Par 5 to begin. Frank, what's it all about?
11 bunkers, Rich, really to be avoided between tee and green. Elevated tee, so you can certainly reduce some of that yardage, 579, plus that thinner air. So it should be reachable for most of the long hitters. There's some trouble left, obviously, in that desert area and the water on the right. But two good shots, you never know. You might even get off to an eagle start.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Kaymer for birdie. One under early in the round. Frank, there's so many impressive holes here at Wolf Creek, but the second really stands out.
Yeah, that tee box, is it 9 stories high? It's hard to imagine you can tee up that high, and obviously trying to judge distance is one thing, but also just the visual that you get. Oh, I liked that.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Second shot now for Martin Kaymer. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Well, how about this start? Birdie to open the round. Now on to the first of the short holes here at Wolf Creek. Uphill shot, Frank?
Yes, it's going to play a little longer because of that. Then it's 227 yards off the back tee. Hard to imagine you have a par 3 in amongst this desert. And really, that's all it is. Tee and green. There's not much in between. Well protected, as you can see, by those bunkers. And this green a little smaller than what you'd like for a hole that's around that 230-yard mark.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Just a bit offline and into the bunker.
I mean, just get it out.
Set from the bunker. This is 5th shot.
Just a short bunker shot. So open your feet up, open the club face up, little splash out.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Back to the tee here at Wolf Creek. A lot of sand along the right side of this fairway leading up to the green, Frank.
Yeah, I can't even count how many bunkers they got down that right side. It's easy to see where not to go. So obviously you want to get that ball up on that left side. And then really it's just a short pitch across. Yeah, this hole's only 383 yards and it won't even really play its distance. But of course you've got to be careful. It's not long, but fairway first once again here. You can see all the problems around there if you do miss this fairway.
See if he can clip this one perfectly, drive it in there from about 120 yards. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Kaymer trying to put that free-flowing putting stroke to good use. Has this for birdie. Three's company. It's good company on the card. Another birdie. Make it 3 on the round. How about this hole, Frank? Par 5, 5th.
If you stand on this tee for the first time, you've got virtually no idea where you've got to aim. Do you aim it left of those bunkers? Do you aim it over the sort of the canyon? Really, the answer is how far do you hit it, because that is going to determine the line that you hit it on. Avoid the water, that little stream, but you can always have a drink on the way if you want to, I guess. Second shot plays uphill, but this is a relatively short par 5, so very reachable. But you've got to see, you've got to flight that second shot. You want to make sure that ball's coming in nice and high to this green that's perched up.
That one is gone. OB. Third shot now after having gone OB. Let's see what Martin Kaymer does with this approach shot. Frank, that was a pretty good shot right there.
Yeah, he's done well to minimize the damage.
These putts keep the round together. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, here at the 6th, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee?
Got to be careful here for the longer hitters, Rich. Driver actually might be too much. That stream that we just saw at the par 5 5th hole, it also comes across here. So something that lands short of that, which is in the vicinity of 280, 290 yards. That's the key. From there, well, you're not going to have too much more in, sort of 140, 150.
In the water. Too bad. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man.
Even par currently.
He'll take par and move on. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Kaymer trying to run another one in. This is for birdie. Wow, I thought he made that.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
He has this for par. Drops it, and he's at even par. Frank, this is the kind of hole you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one off there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Well, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. So a drop shot right there, and now at 1 over par for the day. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, shorter hitter just play to that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance, even with a wedge in hand, to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front 9.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. Little bit uphill. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. Martin Kaymer now ready to putt. So begins the climb back. Beginning the back 9 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th hole.
Got to be careful here, Rich. That desert ridge on that right side, it sort of makes that fairway look smaller than exactly what it is. This fairway is about the same width as all the others, so just convince yourself that. Good drive down here is going to give you a second shot, a little bit uphill, into a green that sort of slopes away on about a 45-degree angle.
Excellent lie, propped up on the short grass. From the heart of the fairway, 180 yards in. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Well, all right, now we're on a little bit of a run. 2 straight birdies. On to the 11th hole, we're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there. Surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards. Very playable, and you never know. Today might be the day where you make birdie.
Keeps the momentum going. 2 under now. Now to the par 5, 12. Pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, called water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good drive that avoids all of that. And then the hole is certainly reachable, but as you can see, water creeps in again, back right on this hole. So just don't get too cavalier here. A 5 wouldn't be the worst score. I know you want better, but believe me, seen many as 6s and 7s racked up here at 12.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Hole, and the approach shot is safely aboard, but he still is faced with a difficult task. This is a bending putt of some 30 feet. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Starting to get a little bit of a roll and looking at another one.
Really playing well. Let's see if he can add another birdie. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. Now to the 13th hole, and, oh, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it.
From 90 out. Frank, not only is this a beautiful golf course to look at, but it's fun to play because you can hit it ridiculously long.
Off an elevated tee, altitude, warm air, at times the ball will just feel like it's going to go forever. But sometimes in golf too, it's still about controlling distance. So it's fine to hit a driver a long way, but second shots can be very, very difficult because if you're hitting a short iron, it's hard to control that distance. And in the end, it's still about how close you hit it to the flag. Factor in that too, the putting on all these greens, which is very, very difficult. But that's why Wolf Creek, it's an experience to see, fun to play, but difficult to work out.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. Now at -2 for the day. 14th hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here. What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers, 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see, the other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. That's sort of 3 different tier levels and that. But let's see, birdies are to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here.
110 yards now for the second shot. Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the clubs, buy a tennis racket. This is not going in the intended direction.
Might need GPS to find it. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
How does that stay out?
I have no earthly idea. That's cruel, that. Hole's round. Ball's meant to go in.
This one was just a nightmare from the start, and now he has this for triple bogey. 1 over for the day. Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital, but it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower than the level of this green.
And getting ready for the putt. Back to par for the round. Frank should be feeling good after that birdie.
Obviously knows that the game is now in good shape. Let's see if he can add to that.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. You don't want to make a habit of it. In the bunker again off the tee. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
The second shot. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Kaymer now trying to put that putting stroke to good use once more. If this drops, it would give him yet another birdie. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there. Even par currently.
He'll take par and move on. Frank, this is really a cool closing stretch here at Wolf Creek. Short par 3 15th, the short 4 at the 16th, and now the par 5 17th. You can make up some ground in a hurry as you come down the finishing stretch.
You certainly can. A good drive short of the little stream creek that runs across there, and this is doable as a two-shotter. You find the bunkers or trouble off the tee, then obviously you're forced to lay up, leaving that third shot across the water. But really a fun hole if you want to try and take that second shot on.
What a drive. Just tattooed that.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. I tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Martin Kaymer, really smooth putting stroke. Won majors, won a Players with a hot putter. And he's ready. So close. Oh, man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. He has this putt for birdie. Goes at that one strong for a birdie to get to 1 under par. Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway wood. Even some might try and hit a driver, but you know, that's a little too risky. There's too many problems up ahead if you try and take this hole on. Really a short club off the tee, leaving yourself some area of 100, 70 yards, and you're going to be putting for birdie more often than not.
Second shot now for Martin Kaymer. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Settles in over the putt. Not too bad, a round of 70. Well, that about wraps things up for us here today. I'd like to thank my partner, Frank Nobilo. Enjoyed it, Frank.
Certainly did, Rich. Once again, the golf course provided more than a stern test.
And for the entire team, I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time.